Howdy folks, it's me, Moof, and do you remember that one time when I introduced you to Aaron Blaby's newest book ever, Cat on the Run, where it's about a spoiled, snobby YouTuber cat that gets framed for a crime she didn't commit, and I made these cool redesigns? Well, I went to Wattpad to see if there was any fan fiction of it, and then I found this one, and I hated literally everything of it. I'm not being a hater or any of these rude trolls, it's just, this thing was so cringy and freaked me out, and I just didn't know what to say about it, and the words... You know what, I'm just gonna give you a full detail of every single thing that I did not like about it, and then you'll see what I mean, okay? First off, it takes place in England for some reason, and I'm not saying anything against Britishes. I used to hate the Brits due to the Boston Tea Party. I just forgot what it was. Stupid memories. But I could have sworn that she used to live in New York, actually. It's the light. It's the lighting. Lighting! And it would have been more accurate to the book if it took place in USA. And also, why is she... There was one part where she was talking to her grandma, and she doesn't have any. I didn't see a single family member in the book, of course. And they mentioned that she was raised by the bad guys, and which absolutely makes zero sense, because the bad guys are out of this picture, because there's going to definitely be humans and everything. Sorry, I just hiccuped a little bit. And I thought in this version it would be made by Sony or Netflix, where there are absolutely zero humans and only animals, because it just doesn't make any sense where humans and animals were able to talk, because I mean, in the book there were absolutely zero humans in the Cat on the Run books, but in the bad guys there was actually Red Riding Hood. Remember that? And she was the only human there. And okay, what else do we got? Another stupid thing, for some reason she changed her name to Princess Chesterfield when it's clearly Princess Beautiful. Come on, if you want to make a story, a movie-styled story about Cat on the Run, at least try to be only a slightest bit accurate, cause this, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't know what to say. The point is, I just prefer her being called Princess Beautiful because it's more accurate to the book, and who cares if it's not realistic? Because I tried to make Dogman realistic, but then the movie came out and they did lots of unrealistic things, and I didn't care. I still love the movie either way, you know? Then I made it to the birthday surprise chapter, and then it says the screen splits into 3 boxes as the face of Claudine, Laura, and Kira. Wait, are those... And they're somehow portraying those 3 girls as Princess's best friend. So, I can't believe I'm saying this, but are they literally trying to replace Brick, Seth, and Devin? Okay, that one drives me super, super crazy. I don't want them to do that. I prefer Brick, Seth, and Devin to be there. This is no question. But one of the pros is that I found it pretty funny where Princess Beautiful was like, who's Catrick Cash? And instead of it being the other way around where she was the one introducing her friends to Catrick Cash, like from the book, but this time everyone is showing her who it is. That's pretty creative. He's one of the hottest billionaire cat in the world. Would have been better if he was a lion. Tech mogul, philanthropist, and don't even get started on the abs. Oh, okay, did they actually... Do you want me to draw Catrick shirtless? And also in this version, I also noticed that Princess does makeup tutorials online too, and I don't really know what that is all about. I prefer where she just does home videos of her being a cat, like this. Meow meow kitty 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 meow meow kitty kitty meow meow kitty kitty meow meow. I also was a little bit surprised when Princess declined the date, because she was like, well, he's not quite my type, and I don't really know where they were going with that, actually. And another thing is it turns out that Princess is also best friends with Kitty Cat and her friends, Pigtail and Doom. This absolutely makes zero sense, and I don't even know where they're even going with this. Why? And there was also a part where the bad girls kidnapped Princess for her birthday so they can have a fun time. And when they were getting to the part where they were saying how many good things Catrick was doing, like rebuilding villages and curing cancer, someone commented he's like Professor Marmalade. Are they trying to imply that he's somehow faking all these good things just to impress Princess or something like that? Is that what's going on? Okay, and then I got to the part where she starts dating Catrick, and he turned out to be a really nice guy, and even everyone on the comments say it's nice. This is so fair, so far so good. He's such a nice guy. You know what if only Patrick Cash and his dad Thaddeus Cash were voiced by British people? I just want to use that as an excuse to cast Thaddeus Cash as Ray Fiennes, the same guy that did Victor Quartermain, that I somehow have a thing for. I don't know why, I just do. And one more thing that drove me crazy. It turns out Princess also had a different kind of boyfriend called Eddie, who he actually... This makes no sense about her boyfriend Eddie. That does... Oh my god. I thought it would end up where she found out she didn't need a boyfriend, no, not even Catrick, cause, how do I say this? I don't even know what to say anymore. Looks like I was right. Turns out, Cash was only doing this whole collaboration thing, to get together with, Princess. It turns out he was just, harassing her, and assumed that she was some kind of gold digger and stuff. Wait a minute. Did Princess just reveal that Eddie is a police officer? Does he by any chance work with, Misty Luggins or Deputy Cheeseman? So, in this version, after Princess dumps Catrick, now Catrick's gonna end up being the main antagonist of this whole fan fiction, just to get revenge on her for breaking up with him like that. And this time it won't be his dad trying to control the world to make himself president. I kind of like that version too, mainly because there are hypno-eyes involved. Actually, I found out that Princess was spending much more time with Kitty, Doom, and Pigtail. Turns out those three are the ones that are supposed to replace Brick, Seth, and Devin. That upsets me very much. I especially would have liked Brick to be there and be voiced by Wayne Brady, you know? I did some more reading and you won't believe what I just found out. It turns out Eddie... Oh, that was my finger. Eddie was actually Misty Luggins' son. Misty is Eddie's mom. I mean, mind blown. And she's the only one that actually approved me of dating Eddie. Okay, this is a little bit getting old that Princess is dating a cop named Eddie. I mean, I can actually condone the fact that Catrick is stereotyping Princess for a gold digger, is now evilly trying to get revenge and make her fall in love with him. I can condone with that, but Eddie has to go. Eddie just really has to go. And also in this version, Princess builds a translator chip that can make animals talk. But why would you even need that when animals can already talk in this universe? And then he gave it to Gary, which is actually the tiny cat that Wolf saved, remember? Am I stuttering? I should have used a script. I should have written it all down. But then Gary was acting all snobby and now wants everything. And they were like, I create a monster. And then I was at the really interesting part where they impersonate Princess into downloading a nuke codes, and I just love how they wrote, just sneak into the facility, chilling, downloading missile launch codes so I can sell them on the black market, LOL, #princessing. That is pretty crazy. And then Commissioner Misty Luggins came in and then saw this, and then they were all freaking out. The commander grabs a wall phone slam receiver to the ear. The voice drops to a growl. Somebody get me, Deputy Marshal Cheeseman. Oh yes, that another character that I'm really looking forward to see. Wait a second, what? What do you mean Marmalade's compounded? Why is Cuddles and even Marmalade there? Isn't Marmalade supposed to be in jail or in space in that matter? And now I'm at the part where Eddie tries to hide Princess away from the whole SWAT team, but then someone interrupted them with a southern accent. We got a cat on the run. Shadow walks up to them, but Eddie looks around. I'm down here, son. Eddie looks down to see it was Deputy Mouse voiced by Woody Harrelson. Why Woody Harrelson? Why him specifically? Eddie blinks, looking at him surprised. Listen up, I'm taking charge of this here operation. Wait, are they supposed to portray him as some kind of cowboy? I'm pretty sure there's still gonna be a part where they make fun of his size, at least. People, you just won't believe what happened. I just googled who Woody Harrelson is, and it turns out it's actually Cletus from Venom, that really scary guy who was being possessed by Carnage. They want him to play the Cheeseman? Nah, give me your opinion. Do you prefer Woody or Cam to voice him? Who do you prefer? Who do you prefer? Another thing I actually like about your story is that they made the court scene a little more longer, because in the book it just says straight up 13 seconds, which really isn't fair. She was accused for downloading nuke codes, but still it should be longer than just 13 seconds. I'm kind of imagining that scene like a court scene from SML with Judge Poobie, you know? Another thing I found a little bit crazy, the fact that Katie was actually begging the bad guys to adopt them, because that doesn't even make any sense. She's supposed to end up in jail. I just want this whole thing to be canon and perfect. You see what I'm saying? I found it pretty creative when Cheeseman was at a penthouse and found out on TV that Princess escaped from jail, and then it pissed him off so much that he wanted to arrest her by himself. If the cops can't drag her back in chains, then I will. Oh my god. Honestly, that's a pretty great revenge idea. Not just for Catrick. First Catrick, now Cheeseman. When I was reading the books before, I kind of assumed Cheeseman was gonna be the villain the whole time, but turns out it was actually the Cash family, and Cheeseman was just doing his job basically. Kind of reminds me of Strange Magic, where we thought the scary guy was gonna be the baddie, but instead it was Prince Charming. You know? Oh no! But then something really terrible came. They mentioned. Princess then was like, I really wish Professor Marmalade was here. He would help. No! Don't say that! Don't say that! Marmalade is evil. Everyone knows that. And then they went to get him? No! This is not good. I really don't like the fact that Marmalade came back. He is supposed to be evil. Everyone knows that. Oh, actually, I made a wee bit of a mistake. That's not Marmalade. That's his twin brother, Rufus Marmalade. It's not canon, don't worry, the story is not canon. Rupert Marmalade does not have a twin brother named Rufus. That's just what fans do on the internet to make non-canon OCs and to be related to the canon characters. Just remember, this is not canon. Not canon. I'm just gonna have to make up some ideas that should be canon, but this should not be canon. And now we're back with Cheeseman, who is now really freaked out that Princess escaped and started screaming at the guards, and not she, it's a dude. He was literally like, are you telling me a college student outsmarted an entire squad of trained officers? Yep, that definitely this whole sentence should be canon. And then he was evilly saying, you can't hide from me, this game of cat and mouse has only begun. And then someone said, it reminded them Despicable Me 4, where Maxime Lemal was threatening Gru. I can see that happening. I totally can. And I don't know why, but in this version, Cheeseman is kind of reminding me of Chump from Migration. They're both really small, but have really heavy anger issues. And now here's a part that I can't decide whether I should be happy or disturbed, but Princess also becomes pregnant for some reason. This feels a little bit wrong. This shouldn't be right. This really shouldn't. Am I right? But there's another thing. Katie and the girls also adopted a bunch of baby bunnies. Can we just get the bad guys, the whole entire bad guy franchise out of the picture and just think it's only Princess Beautiful here? She is. All these characters I'm showing you right now, those are the only characters that are truly canon, okay? And now I'm at the part where Kitty is freaked out that the deputy's outside, and then the kitty, Pigtails, and Doom start laughing when they found out that the deputy is a tiny 2.4 foot tall mouse. And then they started laughing their ass off. That kind of reminds me of that picture I once drew where Brick, Seth, and Devin were poking his face. That was pretty hilarious. And then Cheeseman starts chasing Princess, because I'm at the car chase chapter. But what I found super creative and awesome about this is that they're playing Don't Stop Me Now from who's the guy from Queens? Freddie Mercury. Perfect. Yeah, my dad's actually a big fan of Freddie Mercury, and it would be pretty creative if we added one of his songs to that movie. Don't you think, guys? And now I'm at a more heroic part where Princess was getting a little bit sick of dragging her friends along in this whole run, because she's the only wanted criminal, and she doesn't want to drag her friends into this, so she jumped out of the car and hoped they could get away, but then she fell down and collapsed, and a shadowy figure approached her. Wait a minute, guys. After I've been doing a little bit of brainstorming, I figured out maybe Brick, Seth, and Devin can be the ones trying to to drive Princess to safety away from all the cops and the deputy, but then Princess sacrifices her 3 friends and then jumps out of the car and stuff like that. What do you think of that? Would that be pretty great? But when Deputy tried to get to the 3 friends, he was trying to convince them that she was evil somehow. I don't know how the rest goes. I don't know what to do. I lost my train of thought. Now I'm at the part where Princess meets Marv, and she got startled. She turned around to see it was a gray goat with a red sweater, tan pants, brown shoes, and had on glasses, and was being voiced by Stephen Merchant. Why Stephen Merchant specifically? And is the red sweater and the glasses necessary? Are they? I don't really think so. I think they're just trying to make him look too much like from the book. I don't mind a small bit of chances. I mean, they gave Piranha a body, an actual body, and they changed the spider's gender. How would they? I wonder what other differences and improvements they're gonna do in Cat on the Run. What do you guys think? Oh no! You wanna know something stupider? They even changed Marvin's name to Gareth. Gareth! No! Marvin's a much better name, and I don't like the name Gareth anymore. I used to like it because that was the name of Mike's brother from FNAF. But no, his name is Marvin. Don't do this to me, please. You already changed Agent Hogwild's name to Pigtails, but I can't condone you changing Marvin's name to Gareth. I can't condone that at all. I've been doing some more reading, and it turns out that instead of Tadeus Cash, his son, Catrick Cash, was an even worse baddie than he was. He was going around framing some more really popular celebrities, like he got, but only the ones who made him angry, like an eccentric billionaire who beat him at an auction for a painting Catrick wanted. Then he framed a female influencer for insulting his hair when there were others before you, and I should know that because I was an accountant. Oh, okay, Marv was an accountant. But also, I'm slowly starting to a little bit take back that idea I had of giving Catrick a redemption arc. You think? It's also slowly starting to make sense because he got pretty mad at Princess for rejecting him at the date night, so he's probably out for revenge. I should have paid more attention to that scene. And then I took a look at the comments, and then this one guy said, not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping it was gonna be Deputy Cheeseman to be the baddie, and they were like, why him? To be fair, he was kind of nuts and acted like a madman throughout the whole story. I actually was imagining that, and that part was pretty awesome, because he was getting more and more desperate to arrest Princess and everything. Just so you guys understand the context now, Catrick Cash is now threatening the entire world to give him $1 million, $1 billion, lots and lots of dollars in 2 hours, or he's gonna nuke the entire Earth. And then the bad guys and bad girls had an idea to just hand over Princess, and then it's all done because Catrick only wants Princess, but then she kept refusing, and then she had a vision of her parents and everything. I don't think I like that idea. Wouldn't it be better if the Cash family just brainwashed the entire Earth into worshiping them? Wouldn't that be just better? But then I found out a big old plot twist that Princess Beautiful really was the one who did the codes after all, because she's been diagnosed with multiple personality disorder. That can't be right. Would have been way better if it was probably the Cash family. Would have been way better if it was that. And, about the brainwashing part, maybe there could be one point where Princess also gets brainwashed, but then at the last second finally is back to normal. What do you think of that? There you have it. I finished reading Bad Guys Cat on the Run, and I swear, no offense to the writer, but it sucked. Like I'm saying, no offense. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I just want to say your writing talents are really talented. I'm impressed by that, but the things I pointed out, those parts sucked. So I really wish there was a better way to tell the story that don't involve the bad guys or the bad girls, only the characters from Cat on the Run. How's that, guys?